Alright, let's get into WWE Elimination Chamber 2022 from Sweet Saudi time. I don't know why this got turned into a Saudi pay-per-view, but you know when that happens, it's gonna suck. Nah, it wasn't horrible, but the main event and the women's tag match, oof. Gotta give credit though. The women's chamber match wasn't too bad, and Lita and Becky, that was an awesome match. I loved just Lita's whole ovation and everything in that match. But we started off with the tribal chief, the head of the table, Roman fucking Reigns versus Bill Goldberg. For the Universal title, because you know Goldberg cashed in his Power of Goldberg, where he gets to come in and just get a title match anytime he wants. Because he's Goldberg. I don't know why he can just, say, you're next and get a title shot, but okay. Roman's going right at Bill with some strikes. He's beating the crap out of him. Goldberg fights back with a spear. Roman fights back with a rock bottom. Superman punch for a near fall. Goldberg with another spear. Somehow the top of Goldberg's head is busted open, even though I don't know what happened. This man is always busting himself open. Ew, no homo. Roman gets him in a choke and chokes him out. He took out Goldberg with no problem here. So, this was like 6 or 7 minutes. I wasn't offended. Like I said, I still think Goldberg's best thing he did was the stuff with Dolph Ziggler. I feel like people don't bring that up enough. But yeah, this was every single Goldberg match you could think of. I will give credit to one thing for Bill. I've never been a Goldberg fan, other than the entrance and the theme and everything, but his lockups, man. This guy has a pretty good lockup for a guy who can't wrestle for shit. The lockup with Roman, you just feel the intensity right away, so I give him credit. Then we go into the women's chamber match. Winner faces Becky Lynch at Mania. Belair versus Doudrop versus Rhea versus Nikki Ass versus Liv Morgan versus Alexa Bliss. Gets a special pod with a swing, so that was kind of cool. Love the Britney Spears attire again by Liv. Liv is becoming one of my favorite girls out here. Doudrop is in next. Doudrop with a Samoan drop and then a big slam on the cage wall to Liv Morgan. Rhea is in next. Riptide on Nikki. She is gone. Pretty much Rhea has completely buried Nikki, which is great. I'm okay with that. But Nikki needs to do something, man. I'm telling you, supervillain. Alexa Bliss is going in. She fucking literally gets a hot tag. But I'm not going to lie. Bliss's shit looked really good here. I don't know if it's because I haven't seen her in 5 or 6 months. But I've never been the biggest Alexa Bliss fan, but I thought she was very, everything looked clean. I thought she wrestled very good in this match. Morgan is pushed off the top rope. Her foot gets stuck backwards on the freaking turnbuckle. Good on Doudrop for helping her out with that, because that looked pretty rough. Sunset flip powerbomb to Doudrop. She's out of there. I swear to God, Doudrop is the weirdest person ever. She's fucking huge, but she's the easiest person to beat. She's dope. I don't know why they don't push her. Come on, man. Viper's the way to go. They just change it to goddamn man. But now she got the song. Bianca then last. Bianca with the one-arm military press to Liv. That was pretty sweet. Rhea and Belair having a suplex off where they each are suplexing. Basically, they're each taking turns holding their opponent in the air. Rhea does the one-handed suplex, and Bianca does the squats and the march in her suplex. That was kind of cool. Double 201 knees to both Rhea and Bianca by Liv. It's basically a code breaker, but it's to the side. Twisted Bliss on Liv Morgan. She's out of there. Big DDT on Rhea. And a KOD. She's out of there. Fucking Bianca and Bliss, the last two. And, yeah, weird. I didn't think Bliss would come back to lose. I would have rather had that, but Bianca needs her moment again because they fucked her up last time. Code red by Bliss for a near fall. Bianca with 2 powerbombs to the steel wall. Poor Bliss. I know she gets concussed. She got a lot of concussion issues. That's the last thing she should be doing. Then a 450 splash, but nobody is home. A really awesome counter. Bliss goes for a DDT, and Bianca handstands out of there, which is very impressive because Bliss is kind of short. So she had to have her pretty low for that one. I thought that was a super cool little counter there. I was like, that was super cool. Ugh, nobody shuffle it around here. Oh, God, the pain. But yeah. That was an awesome counter. KOD, Bianca wins the chamber. I really wanted Bliss to win, and Bianca actually got booed here. Because the Blissomaniacs were going wild, brother. Like I said, I just wanted her to win because she really impressed me in this match. But I got no problem with Bianca winning. That woman's a freak of nature, man. She's one of the best out there. Then we get Ronda and Naomi versus Charlotte and Sonya. I legit wrote, I am happy for Naomi. That's about it. Ronda could only use one hand. Sonya has a fake arm injury. Charlotte hits eat defeat for some reason. Girl, you're too tall to do that. Tornado crossbody by Naomi. I feel like a lot of people are doing the tornado crossbody these days. Ronda taps out Sonya with one arm. Charlotte just watches. This was ass, but like I said, I'm happy for Naomi. Then we get the scary match here where we almost had a death in Saudi Arabia. Madcap Moss versus Drew McIntyre. Falls count anywhere. Happy Corbin and Moss jump Drew before the match even starts because it's no DQ. They can do whatever they want. Corbin gets chased down. Drew, while he's chasing him down, calls him a pussy. That was awesome. The camera caught that perfectly. Corbin comes back, still getting involved. Then comes death. Drew hits a reverse Alabama slam, which he uses all the time. And Madcap Moss lands on his head. His neck gets accordioned. Oh my lord, that was disgusting. It was vicious. I for sure thought he was dead. Much props to Baron Corbin. Corbin throws him out the ring to give him some time to collect himself. And then this motherfucker just gets back up. Drew says, fuck your life. Starts suplexing him all over the freaking ring. I'm like, oh my God. Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus. Then he fucking bellies to belly him through the announce table. I don't know how Moss is alive. Drew gets put through the barricade by both men. Like I said, I like Madcap Moss. This gimmick is garbage. But he's actually a pretty decent worker, man. The guy goes in there and gives it his all every time. But this turned into a better match than I thought. Future Shock DDT, which I'm just like, oh, do not hit that move on this man's broken neck. Drew is trying to kill Corbin with a sword. So Drew decides a great strategy. He keeps trying to hit the Claymore, but Corbin won't let him. What does he do? He grabs the sword, hits the Claymore with the sword still in hand so Corbin can't interrupt. Done. I thought that match was pretty solid. I'm not going to lie. I thought that match was pretty solid. Then we get probably the best match on the show. Lita versus Becky, Raw Women's title. Becky is going for the neck as she promised she would on Raw. Second rope leg drop by Becky Lynch for a near fall. A couple Bex plexes. And Becky then yells out, it's Bex City, bitch. Oh my God, I just can't say it. I think it was my accent. Lita hits the Lita DDT off of a suplex. That was really cool, but can't cover. Lita with a Liger Bomb for a near fall again. Becky goes again for the neck. Lita with the Trish Stratus head scissors thing from the top rope into a Snapmare driver for a near fall. I'm telling you, Lita is having a fucking great showing. This is a good ass match. Rock bottom by Becky, but Lita with her foot on the rope. Becky tries for a moonsault, and then Lita hits Twist of Fate. Moonsault, but Becky kicked out. I really thought Lita had it for a second, I'm not going to lie. Lita is trying to set up another Twist of Fate. Another rock bottom done. This is a great match. Lita gets a standing ovation. Apparently everybody backstage was surprised of the reaction that Lita got. But yeah, that was fucking great. I thought that was a really, really solid, good match. The Usos versus, I always write War Machine, fucking Viking Raiders. SmackDown Tag Team titles, the Usos jump them before the match, and we get no match. That was it. And the jumping they did was just a most generic ass beatdown ever. I don't know what happened here. And here's the match that completely ruined my night. Men's Elimination Chamber, WWE title on the line. Listen to this fucking lineup of men. Seth Rollins, Matt Riddle, Bork Laser, AJ Styles, Austin Theory, and Bobby Lashley. So, Seth and Theory started off. They really need to turn Seth babyface, man. This is getting old. Buckle bomb to Austin Theory into Bobby Lashley's pod. He is written out of this because apparently This man has broken shoulder. He has a busted everything. He's got to get surgery. So, fuck. We lost Bobby Lashley as WWE Champion, and we lost Bobby Lashley out of Mania. That's a fucking bummer, because that guy deserves it for all the work he's put in. Riddle is in next. He's going nuts. Top rope reverse superplex to Riddle. He must have heard that Cody Rhodes was coming. High fly flow by Seth for a near fall. AJ Styles is in next. AJ made me a happy old TNA mark as hitting the torture rack bomb and the wheelbarrow facebuster. The old school thing. AJ was my pick to win, either him or Seth, but hey, what are you going to do? Riddle with a whisper in the win, and then Riddle with a double draping DDT. Brock Lesnar decides to break through his pod early, and this is where the match, what the fuck? Seth Rollins, right? The guy who just fought Roman Reigns to, a match that Roman couldn't even win. You know, big guy. Seth is a pretty big main eventer. Brock comes in, 1 F5 done, he's out. He is the first man fucking eliminated. Seth Rollins, probably the most popular man on your roster, is the first one eliminated. F5 to Riddle, he's out. Yep. F5 to AJ, he's out. And as soon as I saw AJ get bodied in 1 F5, done. AJ fucking Styles, bro. The guy who just re-signed for $3 million. I don't know why he gives his life and his body to his company when they don't appreciate this man. Austin Theory is the last one. He's running away. Way to make all your main eventers look like fucking jokes. Like I said, I love Brock Lesnar. I love Viking Brock, but that was a fucking abomination. Austin Theory hides in a pod. Brock breaks through that one. Theory with a low blow. Theory is trying to sneak out of the cage. They fight it out at the top. And this was the coolest part of the match. Brock hits an F5 on the top of the pod. He chucks Austin Theory to the floor. That was awesome. He gets him in the ring. It's over. Brock is the WWE champion. It's officially title for title. We're going to get the double champion. I don't understand why they're doing this. If they're just doing this to make this a big main event. But yeah, the match at the end kind of ruined everything. Roman and Goldberg was not insulting. Chamber match for the women was pretty solid. The tag team match was ass. Madcap and Drew turned into a pretty good match. Lita and Becky was the best match. And the men's chamber ruined it. And whatever the fuck they did with the Usos. But yeah, I just felt like there was a big disrespect to people like dude, fucking AJ Styles and Seth Rollins, man. Like, you want to make the other people like fucking chumps, go for it. Like Riddle, he's not there yet. I get it. Austin Theory, he's not there yet. I get it. But AJ Styles and Seth Rollins, I'll never understand this company ever in my life. They just go out their way. You should have seen the look on Seth's face when he was walking to the back. He looked like someone shot his dog. Because he's probably thinking, I'm over as fuck, and this is what they do to me. They made me look like a fucking chump. He goes back to being a tag team with Kevin Owens. Oh, yeah. That's what we want to do with Seth Rollins. And AJ Styles. Whatever.